Hey, Christy. How you
Hey,
doing? All
good.
right, so I was trying a timer for the first time, and the timer started, and then it's just stopped. So, welcome to Meet the Makers. It's our second episode. I'm Philip. I'm here with Christy, and we will be back right after this.
Put your hands up, everybody know that. Don't hold back, got you on go Jack. Go DJ, that's my DJ. Party on replay, party on replay.
All right, that's our new opening.
That's
I
cool.
got bored.
like
I got bored with. I didn't like the last one. Not sure I like the new one either. But I got to tell you, we're using this new platform, StreamYard, which I was telling you about before. Going on here, and it's such a blast. But there's
I
still
like
so many like little buttons. I haven't even figured everything out. But anyway, welcome, Christy, to Meet the Makers, and the premise of this show. The reason Shelly and I decided to do the show was. Pretty much because we wanted people to be connected, and it was something that I had thought about doing for quite some time. And I'm glad now that, you're on. Last week we had Blooming Amethyst. Next week we have a great jewelry designer also. So it's starting to hopefully pick up. And it's a great way for people to get to know who the makers are behind the products that are sold on theoddmarket.com. So with that, Christy, turn over and I just ask you, how you doing? First of all, with this COVID-19 going on.
Well,
I mean, it's
it's hard for it's hard for everybody. As a small business person, I mostly sell at shows and a lot of car shows, and I had a lot of car shows lined up that, of course, were canceled. So it's kind of like, what do you do? How do you change? You can either just give up or keep trying. So
you have a unique situation also because you don't have a typical jewelry studio, which
right.
I think is really crazy. And to play homage to that, I've chosen this background,
Right.
which, I am not sitting in a garage right now, although it's probably cooler than where I am sitting right now because I have to turn the AC off to do this show because it would just, you wouldn't hear anything. But tell me, listen, tell us about Crash. Because I love it. I just think it's one of the most unique concepts. I think it's brilliant. I know about it, but let's hear it from you. How'd you get started with this? And I definitely want to hear about your studio and where it is because you have a great situation there, very similar to me and my wife, and the fact that we work together, but. Our commute, I bet you, is better than yours. It's about 3 feet from the bedroom. But so tell us about Crash.
Okay. Well, I started out making more traditional types of jewelry. I'm a metalsmith, so I was working with sterling silver mostly, a little bit of gold, mostly silver, and I had been bugging my husband has a body shop in West LA, and they work on new cars, not classic cars or anything like that, and mostly Mercedes-Benz. So I'd been bugging him for a long time, and like, hey, can I move my studio into your garage? And he kept saying no. So finally, I know. Finally, he acquiesced, and so I moved in, and I was soldering away. I was making traditional jewelry. And it was tough. It was a few years ago when everybody, was doing this, and the market was crashing, and precious metal prices were soaring, and it was really depressing. Like, how am I gonna sell this when everybody's doing it? And not only is everybody doing it, but they're slashing their prices, and I couldn't compete. And so I was sitting in I was in the garage, basically, is where I am at the body shop. And I just started looking around me one day, and I was like, God, these cars are they're beautiful, you know, and the paint looks like enamel, and you know, I wonder if I could do something with that leftover metal, because it's just going to be thrown away, and it's going to take a long time for it to decompose. And so it just started as an idea, and then I had to make it work. So.
And how long ago was that? When did Crash actually start up?
2013.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
About 7 years.
And I'm also very glad that you said that your husband Dan, right?
Yeah.
That Dan works predominantly on Mercedes, because we have two of them.
Ah, okay. Cool.
So I know where I'm going.
You know where to go. Yeah. Too.
So let me. I mean, what was it like when you? I mean, the whole concept of, you know, so Dan cuts up the cars and makes them look beautiful, and then off into the side is I mean, Christi's got her pickings, you know. I mean, like Lamborghinis, Bentleys, Porsches. I mean, if you go to the oddmarket.com, go to the site. You can just search and when you go to the shop, if you on the left it says suppliers, you scroll down to Crash, click on that, and all of Christi's items that she currently has up for sale on our platform is there. She does not have Go Live yet, because we don't even have it available for iOS at the moment, but we hope to have you on board with that soon, so people can actually contact you like we're talking right now.
Yeah.
But you know, tell me, I mean, what was it like the first time? I mean, it has to be very difficult to work with that kind of metal, because you're not like going and buying, you know, regular sheet metal. I mean, this is automobile metal, and I can't even imagine.
It's crazy. I mean, here's a piece. I just brought a show and tell. This is from a Bentley. So it's aluminum, right? Which you think would be easy to work with, because in our mind we think aluminum foil, you know, whatever. It is the toughest material I have ever worked with in my life. I mean, it's lightweight. Most of our cars are aluminum now, but to bend it is it's so hard. So the hardest thing in the beginning was trying to cut out the metal, trying to cut out pieces to make jewelry, and then bend it without the paint flying off of it, you know, because the paint's not meant to stay on metal that's being bent into a cuff. So I had to come up with that. And then also it's really sharp, you know, I mean, it's sheet metal. So I had to figure out, you know, how to sand it, how to polish it, so it's comfortable when you wear it. And then the third thing is how do you attach pieces of metal together when you can't use an open flame? You can't use, I can't solder, which is what I normally do. I can't use my tank, because it's going to ruin, the flame is just going to tear up the paint. So I had to learn how to rivet pieces of metal to other pieces of metal, what we call cold connections. And that was a huge learning curve for me. So it took, honestly, it took probably 2, maybe even 3 years, probably 3 years. And I'm still learning, but it took a long time.
Well, I mean, you know, one of the things that crossed my mind is thinking about, you know, that kind of, you know, obviously you're, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're kind of limited in what you can produce, right? Based on how bad somebody damages their car. Yeah. So, I mean, like, you know, it's sort of like when you're filling out the quantity of, like, you know, and how many pieces do you have of this thing? And, you know, the fact that they're one of a kind, I think is really cool. And you also, inside the pieces, you write down what don't you have that cuff, right? Where,
well, here's one. I'm wearing a Lamborghini. I don't know if you can see it.
I love that. That is so cool. Yeah, you can, wait, hold on. You can see it. Yeah.
So it's actually two Lamborghinis and 3 pieces of metal, but, upside down. But yeah, I engraved the name of the car on the inside. And
that's awesome.
It also comes with a certificate of authenticity that states the name of the car, any notes that I want to add, like the color, you know, whatever the year, and the date I made it.
So now the owners of these cars that are coming in, do you put a little cuff on the dashboard when they pick up their car?
If I could, I would. My husband won't let me. Yeah.
I'm like, that's like the perfect selling tool. Like, how great is that marketing? It's like, you know.
I agree.
Darn.
But but sometimes, people come to me and say, hey, I got in an accident. I love my car. I'm getting my hood replaced. Can you make me something? And
right.
and I do that a lot of times.
Okay.
Yeah. Or a
So
race.
like if I want like a really cool Mercedes bracelet, I can just kind of back into something and bring the car into you.
As long as it's not your bumper.
I know, right? This is true. It would be. I'd have to sideswipe something.
Yeah.
All right. So let me, listen, being that you started this business and you're constantly progressing with Crash, where do you see yourself in the next 3 years? I mean, I know that you do a lot of auto shows, which makes sense. But I mean, do you have a mission for, because I've read a little bit about it. I love the fact that, you looked at the scrap metal and you're realizing that it's how many years before it starts to decompose?
It's 80. It takes 80 years for sheet metal to decompose in a landfill. And I don't know. This whole experience has made me so aware of what we throw away and what's sustainable and what's not. I mean, I try and recycle everything. Even even my packing, I dumpster dive at work, to recover as many pieces of, as much as I can.
Does Dan do a lot of this?
Yeah, the guys that work there think I'm crazy. So
I love it.
They're like, what's your wife doing there in the dumpster?
Oh my God. So I got to ask, all right, it sounds like, look, we all know metal work is hard work, period. This takes it to a whole nother level, but you got to love what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, I do.
Right?
I do. And I think you asked me, what part of my job do I dislike? And I really thought about that, because there's really not anything I dislike about it. I mean, sure, there's like days where you're like, but I've had other careers in my life, and this is the first time I felt fulfilled with anything I've done. So
right. I mean, you were actually at the Getty Museum, weren't you?
Yeah. I worked there for a number of years. I was in the photo archives, the European archives. I worked in the museum. I worked in the research institute. So I worked in 3 of the institutes there.
Gotcha.
So my background is in art history.
Beautiful. All right. Well, that's a normal transition.
Yeah. Right. I know.
All right. Something that I read something when I was asking a question about it, because we touched on about your normal gigs, right? Or the auto shows, right? You travel to a lot of that's what I thought. Yeah. So
Philip, this is weird.
it seems like this is an ongoing occurrence. So I'm not there, but you are. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, but I missed, you dropped off when you said going to car shows kind of thing.
Yeah, and I look up and there's a little cat there, and now I'm frozen on the screen, which is just wonderful. So maybe I'm not, I don't know. This is I'm just gonna put you up because you're not frozen, and hopefully at some point I'll unfreeze.
Okay.
But no, I just was curious, like, what are your price points from, what is from high to low?
Anywhere from like $50 to $1,000, depending on, the more expensive stuff has gemstones, obviously. But I'm doing a lot of sales right now. I'm doing a lot of deep discounts. But I'd say the average price point for a cuff is around 120 to 25.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's
and we've got a pretty special cuff.
Oh yeah.
That you're hanging on to. But somebody's got to comment, because right now I'm not seeing any comments. So if there's I know there's some people watching, feel free to drop a comment in. It might be that there's just something going on with this software today, and it's happened once before where I couldn't see any comments, but there should be some out there. I'm going to hop over really quick over to Facebook and see if we got some comments over there, because we've got this really amazing Bentley cuff that we are going to be giving away today.
Yep.
And I am thinking that, well, let's see. Oh, here we go. Kara says, show the cuff.
Okay, it's the light's hitting it. It's from there you go. It's from a Bentley GT, and this is the original factory paint. It's a real silvery gray color. I'm sorry, it's so reflective. It's hard to see it. But this is what I call my raw cuffs, RAW, which means essentially I'm just taking the metal in the state I get it, that's dinged up, that's scratched, whatever, and I'm just going with it. So it's in its rawest form, and it kind of just shows what it went through in a way. So it's from my raw collection, and on the inside is Bentley, and
we see it.
Yeah. Sorry.
And what are and the marks are just natural. Those are the marks that were on the actual, right?
Yeah. So, and rather than trying to disguise them or not use that metal, I'm just taking it and showing it in its most organic form in the way I get it.
And like out of that one piece of metal, right? How many cuffs could you have made, or did you make of that one? Well,
I mean, it depends on how much I get. Like this piece. This is the same car, Bentley. Okay. Fortunately, I got a fender, and Bentleys are big cars. So I mean, that's a big old fender.
Yeah.
So I can make a lot out of that. But if it's if it's a smaller car or something like that, it's I can't get a lot of metal from it, and so that it's always disappointing when I run out of metal.
Right. Yeah, no kidding. I don't know. Can you see the when I put the captions up? Can you see them?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Cara.
So
Cara.
Yeah, Kara's a friend of ours.
Cara.
And,
My sister's name is.
Yep. That's right. I misspelled Christy's name earlier today on one of the blasts. I know. I was trying to pump out all these blasts and stuff, and oh my God! I swear it's. So, how many do you have apprentices? Do you have other metalsmiths that work with you, or is it this? Is this your?
I have through the years. I've brought people in. It's one of those things you can't just call an art school and go, hey, who makes car jewelry? Send me your best.
Really, they don't have that, huh?
No. Nobody. To tell you the truth, the people that I have had come in, artists and whatnot, after a while, they're like, Jesus Christ, this is too much work. I don't want to do this. And I pay good wages too, but
I believe it.
Yeah. So now,
listen, if this Meet the Makers doesn't go too well, I'll come.
Yeah,
I'm down, man.
I have two women that I've trained that work with me. One's an electrician. She works with me when she can, and the other works for the park services, and she works with me when she can. This sounds really sexist, but I'd rather work with women than men, because guys kind of try to take over when they get in there. So,
oh, my cat's back. I can't even come back on. The cat comes on and comes off. It's great. One day, I swear to God, I will get this thing. I don't even understand. It's just a little side note. I very new to this streaming stuff, and I really like this thing, but they recommend to hardwire it. We talked about this before the show, right? So hardwire it to your router, which I do, and then it's worse.
Really?
So I'm now, I don't know what the hell's wrong. But anyway, I flipped back over to Wi-Fi and we're good.
Okay.
For now, we're doing well. Craziest thing that's ever happened to you in this business?
Okay, so I negotiated a deal, God knows why, to show at a NASCAR race in Arizona. And I'm not a NASCAR fan. I know nothing about NASCAR. So I went, and oh my God, it was insane. It was so loud. You could barely hear yourself talk. And it was just a very strange experience. The people that go there, the fans, they are so crazy about NASCAR, and they come and they camp out, and for miles you just see RVs, and but one of the things that was so beautiful about them is they really love the concept. And I had this one guy who came up to me and he said, "Oh my God, my grandson's name is Crash," So
That's great.
They were so.
Wait, but did he buy a piece though?
No. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of disposable income there, and if there was, it was spent on beer. So
yeah. I don't know a lot about NASCAR either, to be honest. Our son Shooter and I, we watch Formula racing, so we're big into actually the Mercedes team.
Yeah,
go figure. And this was before they were winning like crazy, but I mean they're just a fantastic team and an amazing car, so we love it. And then let's see, hold on, wait. She was saying, what was Kara saying? NASCAR in Arizona.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Right? I was shell shocked.
I'm telling you. I didn't know much about NASCAR. I knew one thing about NASCAR, that it was that more people watch NASCAR than NFL, NHL. So I don't know the stats, but it was some insane number. But then again, you look at like the NASCAR tracks, you get 200,000 people cram in there, and none of them wear a mask.
No,
go figure.
I know.
Whatever. Anyway, that's the word. We decided we weren't talking politics today.
Yeah,
this would have been a 2-second conversation. It would have been, Christy, nice to see you. These are beautiful. And did you watch the convention? And then that would have been it. But we're not going to go there. And then now NASCAR, it's like Bubba.
Yeah.
It's like, now I follow them and everything. Pretty cool. But I still can't get into NASCAR. So let's see. We've got a bunch of minutes left. And so far, Kara is the only one interacting here, and we so appreciate that.
Thank you.
At least I know that that's working.
Yeah.
And if anybody else is sending comments and they're not coming through, it's not me. You can shoot me an email later or whatever, tell me so that I can find out why they're not working. And if you don't know the website, which of course you know the website, it's theoddmarket.com. That's our Instagram. That's our website. Go there. You can look up Crash Jewelry right there. I kind of like these. These are fun.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I really do this just for me and for the local and for you guys. Honestly, there's, I think you need 1,000 followers to start monetizing this thing. I'm like,
oh, wow.
Whatever. This is not looking to make dough at a live stream, but the purpose really was, and I started talking about in the very beginning, was honestly, I personally have been producing events now for 30 years, right? So, God, that's a long time. And so we've accumulated over the years, I think we're up to almost 3,000 vendors that have registered on the website, right? So they follow. Sometimes they'll literally pop in 4 years later and go, hey, I've been following you,
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as COVID hit, I turned to Shelly and I said, what's going to happen? I mean, because a lot of independent, these local crafters, right? These local makers, they have day jobs and they have this. Right. This is their passion project. They want it to, and I know a lot of them, a lot. And I immediately thought, you know what? I can easily just push everything towards online. We built the Go Live. We're going to do we're doing drop shipping now with tons of different suppliers that are starting to come in. But what happens to when you have no show on a Saturday or Sunday?
Yeah.
You know, that's starting to change because, like I just told Shelly, we're reopening the Los Feliz Flea Market September 5th.
Wow.
We have to, and I don't want to be quite honest, you know.
Yeah.
But when you have other shows starting to open, you gotta, you know, whatever. But
Yeah.
you know,
No.
but that's really what we're about. You know, is you know, trying to help you get the word out about your line, and
Right.
hopefully this does it because we want you to
It
stick
would be nice.
around. And,
It would be nice because I mean, people know my brand in other states, but in cities, but in LA, I don't get much traction. So it's kind of
well,
interesting.
you know, that's because we're not really a car city. We're not a car town.
You don't think so?
I'm kidding. That's why. That's
Okay.
you know what you need to do. Wait, because where are you guys located? I know you're in
We're
Los
in
Angeles,
West
but
LA. The name of the shop is Beverly Coachcraft. It's
right,
it's on Sawtell, right between Pico and Olympic. Right.
right.
Across,
You know
right
what? I can take your business to a whole nother level in 2 seconds. You ready for this?
Yep.
Glendale.
Oh, yeah.
That's all you got to do. Glendale. Done. That's what I think. I mean, just today, I mean, we were driving. I mean, honestly, it's amazing how many high-end automobiles and man, they would eat this stuff up. So hopefully we got some people from Glendale watching today, and you can hop on to theoddmarket.com, which I did not mean to keep up here so long. See, I got to get used to all these little hides and stuff like that. So now I'm going to, hey, wait, and Heather's here. Hi, Heather. So what I was going to say is at this point, since we only have like 4 minutes left, we're going to do really quick. If anybody has questions for you, you know, here's the comments, ask them. We can ask Christi if we haven't covered anything. I highly recommend going to theoddmarket.com, go to shop, and then suppliers, scroll down, crash, jewelry. I think you'll love the stuff. I do. I want something, but I can't afford it because of COVID-19. So now, Christi, it's your turn. You're gonna pick a number from 1 to 100, and I'm gonna look at my wacky sheet, and I'm gonna ask you a question based on that number.
Okay. 24.
24. What do you dip a chicken nugget in? Watch, you're a vegetarian.
No. Mustard sauce.
Okay.
Honey mustard, I guess.
All right. Okay. And then let's see. Oh, hey, show that cuff. Could you show that cuff one more time? Because I've been blasting it on Instagram and everything, but
sorry, it's kind of hard to tell.
no, you could. Yeah, when you tilt it a little bit. Yeah. And I love the fact that you etch inside that it's a Bentley, because it's probably the closest that I'm gonna get to owning one if I were to get that cuff.
You and me both.
But speaking of which, you're around these cars all the time. What's your dream car?
God, you know, I honestly, I like the Bentleys a lot. I think it.
I'm kind of with you on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the thing about Bentley is their colors are gorgeous. I have purple metal, purple painted metal from a Bentley. I have this blue color. It's gorgeous. Yeah.
That's why I'm going to do just a quick shout out for Supercar Blondie. We were talking about it earlier. If you don't know who she is, look her up. Her and her husband have this great YouTube channel, and Shooter and I have spent hours watching. I mean, she gets invited to see some of the most amazing cars, and it's just a lot of fun. So, hey, and there's Tammy. Tammy, belated birthday. Hi, happy birthday. Tammy just had a birthday. So happy birthday. And so listen, I was going to ask you, do you have any, now that like COVID is, I'm not even going to say COVID it's so bad. So I'm assuming that you're not planning on doing any shows soon.
No, I'm doing some online stuff. You know, I think I told you some sip and shops, which I like to do. I've done one, but it was a lot of fun. It's like a happy hour, and part QVC, part happy hour. And so I'm going to do that again in September and November. And
And we're talking about, I'd love to do a show here. Unfortunately, ours wouldn't be happy hour. It'd be more like coffee or Red Bull.
Okay.
Because you don't want me drinking on
Okay.
this thing. All right. So with that, I mean, that's pretty much all the time we have for today. 30 minutes went by pretty quick.
Good.
We still had one glitch.
Yeah.
Which was kind of funny. If you missed it, you can watch it later and see my camera go out. Oh, and Heather wishes you a happy birthday, Tammy.
Oh,
So it's kind of nice. So we can all we can crosstalk and stuff on this. It's kind of fun. So if you're interested in seeing Christi's jewelry, yeah, it's more like artwork. I'm infatuated with it. I'm saving up my money so that I can get one. And you can go to theoddmarket.com, go to shop under suppliers, Crash Jewelry, and you can check out all she's got. And
what about?
let me see.
How are you going to do the giveaway?
You know what? Yeah, hold on a second. That's right. Stay on. We're going to run a bit late. I don't know if it's going to cut us off, but I wanted to see who do we have on here. We have Heather, Tammy, and all right, Shelly wins. No, I'm kidding. That's my wife. And so these things are working a little bit. Look at that. Awesome.
It's cool.
And Kara says thank you. So Tammy and then Kara. So this is how we do this. Take me out. Is that like for dinner?
No.
She means take her off the list.
Yeah.
I'm on it. All right. Oh my God. Yeah. See, can you imagine if you and Dan had a show like this?
No.
I mean, honestly, it's like I'm going to change the date and I'm not going to tell my wife when it is because honestly, wait, well, what else does a woman need? Jewelry and cars.
Yeah.
See, I know what my wife's favorite car is. Well, now she wants a Porsche, but it's a 50s chop top.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
50 Merc. Yeah. So.
Nice.
And of course, and Tammy says exactly. So this is how we do this. Hold on. Ready? I got my finger of the birthday girl won.
Yay.
Tammy won.
All right.
Tammy wins. And wait, and Tammy, where are you exactly? Where are you located there, Tammy? So we're still not promoting here in California. I'm sorry, Christy. But all right.
Can you get
Hey.
info?
Yeah, I'm gonna get all Tammy's info afterwards, and I'll send it to you, Christy, and she can
Okay.
So wait, and so in Indiana, that's right. So listen, can you show her what she won again? And do you mind just showing the piece of the Bentley again?
Oh yeah, this is
legit.
It says Bentley. I wrote Bentley on it, but
Oh yeah, I didn't see that at first. All right,
yeah,
cool.
just so I don't forget because I have a lot of metal. And then
Shelly's got go sister.
and then that's the piece. It's
Oh yeah, wait. I don't know why I'm not making it like that. There we go. They don't want to see me. They want to see that. All right, perfect. Awesome.
Reflection is too much, but it's really nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. All right. Well, listen, thank you for everybody that came out. Tammy says that's very unique. It certainly is. Nobody in Indiana, I don't think, has one of these. Or maybe they do, but pretty neat. You can just show off your Bentley on your wrist. I love it. So, listen, Christy, thank you so much for coming. I know it was short notice, and I really do appreciate you being here. I'm super excited to have your line, and I know you're going to be adding more stuff as well to the store, and I can't wait to see it. Theoddmarket.com. Go to Crash Jewelry under shop and check out everything she's got. And it's about all we have for now. And so now I'm going to take you out with our amazing outro. See you guys next week.
Put your hands up, everybody knows